I'm 19 Keys, and this is high-level conversation.
The library.
I used to be a gangbanger. I got tattoos on my face. I got gunshot wounds. I got stab wounds. I done been through the worst of the worst. I'm from one of the worstest cities in America, St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a doctor now with my own clinics.
Come on,
with my
make
own
some
laboratory.
noise.
Come on.
And I'm not doing this to showboat. I'm just saying, if I can do it coming where I come from with the track record I got, all of y'all can do it. But guess what was my change? My change was changing my environment, changing my food, changing my water source, and changing the way that I think about my brothers and sisters. Seriously.
Before you go,
Yeah.
because he mentioned blood. So in our last episode of High Level Conversations, the #1 show in the world, we was talking about the bloodline of the gods.
Yeah.
And we talked deep into like the ascendants and the descendants and the protocols to creating the future.
Yeah.
And one of those protocols was through the babies. So that if you get a woman who has knowledge, information, and cultivated virtues, and I'm a man with knowledge, information, consciousness, cultivated virtues, then each one of us is going to give half of ourselves to that child. So if I want to then control 1,000 years into the future, it has to be an intentful process, right? To saying that it's not just about love.
Yeah.
I know everybody loves the movies, right? And the Disney fairy tale endings, but it has to be intentional because the way they control time is by putting secrets into the blood.
Right.
And the word Anunnaki means bloodline of the gods. So when you hear it, you should think of yourself. But to activate it, you have to go into yourselves.
Yeah. You have to go into yourselves. You have to begin to realize that all of us here, we're all gods and goddesses. It's an absolute
Oh, y'all
fact.
believe that? Y'all got 19 Keys on the stage. Y'all ain't gonna go for that.
You
We
gotta
all
believe it.
gods. And that's no offense to what you believe, but we telling you to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Listen, the Bible say, ye are gods.
Psalms 82:6.
Hey, so I'm going to believe that. And I think the biggest problem we have with this spiritual ascension is the fact that a lot of us have been sold a big lie. The lie is you have to die so that you can live. While you're taught to die to live, they're all already living now. They're living now. And I intend to live now, and then after this corporeal body passes away,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to live again. Because we're already eternal. I think the biggest secret is people think they have to beg to be eternal. Every single one of us has an eternal spirit inhabiting our avatar bodies right now, this second. We're already eternal. If you want to understand how to get to higher levels of consciousness, the first thing you have to do is learn how to forgive yourself. This is something that people struggle with. It's not begging, hoping, and wishing for an outside source to come and forgive you, but going in the mirror and having a conversation with yourself and recognizing things that you've done and how it happened and what created the situation and how you got out of it or how you're dealing with it, and learning how to not duplicate that problem again. Now what's happened when you get to that point of the conversation with yourself and that point of application in your life, you've now been born again in the spirit. And you'll be born again many times in one lifetime because you're going to continue to grow and develop and learn. And you'll look back and see, man, I used to be here, just like Brother Yahki was saying, but now I'm here because you keep understanding how to grow from past mistakes and never repeat those again and develop yourself to a higher level and understanding that we are part of the divine. God is inside of every single one of us. And yes, I do believe in a God. Just because I talk about aliens don't mean I don't believe in God. I've said this 1,000 times, but people, they never hear me say that.
They hear what they want to hear.
They hear what they want to hear. Even in the Sumerian tablets, they called it the creator of all. So even they knew they weren't gods in terms of the creator of the universe as a whole. But when I say we're all gods, I can't snap my fingers and create a planet, but I have a certain level of control over my own reality. So that means I'm a fractal of the God as a whole. That means that the power of the divine spark that created everything in the known universe is inside of my body, giving me the ability to create things myself. Every single one of us here has manifested reality. I have a microphone in my hand. This microphone was created by a conscious thought. Somebody thought about this microphone in the original platform called the multi-dimensional platform. Our brains connect to 11 dimensions, peer-reviewed science.
Talk to him.
I've been saying this for over a decade. People laughed at it. Now it's peer-reviewed science. 3 years ago, the Brain Institute has now quantified this. So this platform up here is where thoughts begin. A person said, I'd like to have a device that people can talk into that can magnify a voice. Now it's in a multidimensional state of being. But then that person collapses it into 2 dimensions by drawing it on a piece of paper. 2D, connecting the lines. Nowadays, we take it and put it into a computer, which is CAD, computer-assisted design. It looks 3D, but it's only 2D. Now, once we get exactly the way we want it to shape ergonomically and look and feel and the power that it can have and how it can magnify somebody's voice, then we're going to take those specifications and give them to an engineer. The engineer is going to take those specs and manifest a 3-dimensional object that can move around on the XYZ axis in space-time. And I'm holding this microphone right now, created from conscious thoughts.
Yeah.
Every single one of us are doing that on a daily basis, and we take it for granted. We have the power of the creator. We are all creators, and we have to understand it and stop taking it for granted, because if we weren't creators, we wouldn't be sitting on a chair.
That's a fact.
We wouldn't have on clothes. We'd be sitting under a tree somewhere butt naked.
But this shows you, too, that this comes with a great responsibility. Because since we are creators, that means that we have an effect and change on reality. And just speaking about what the question that you asked for first, a baby in a sense. You know, what are we laying down with each other for and procreating for? Are we just doing this to get our rocks off? Or we are doing this to create civilizations and put our people in positions from 1,000 years from now? You know, I was talking to Dr. Layla Africa years ago, you know, rest his soul. But he was asking, what is the purpose of even having a baby? What's the purpose of it? Do you pray before you have sex? Or are you setting intentions before you go into that woman?
Hold on, run that back for him, my brother.
Do you pray before you have sex? Or are you setting intentions before you go into that woman?
They ain't clap hard enough, though.
Do you pray before you have sex? Or are you setting intentions before you go into that woman? Or y'all mixing toxic seeds? Huh? Is your is your semen even good enough? Is it pure? Or we having toxic sick babies? We get 2-year-olds that's coming in with leukemia. We get 2-year-olds who's coming in with glioblastoma on a stem brain, on a stem of their brains. And you asking yourself, where do these things come from? It's coming from the pollutants and the toxins we have in our body because we're not conscious enough before we get into these relationships and we lay down and we have children. Where are you at mentally? I have several children, right? I had children when I was in the street, gangbanging, running around, rapping, doing my thing, doing drugs, and then I had children in my awakening. Do you know the personality of my children in both of those times are completely different? Completely different, y'all. Transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. Completely different. So if we're talking about raising an improved species, if we're talking about raising a higher level of thinking, of critical thinkers, then that means you have to be that before you impregnate your woman. Your woman have to be that before she get impregnated. See, it's way deeper than what we said. It's deeper than what y'all thinking. It starts even before the womb. It starts in the parent's mind.
That's right.
We got to clean ourselves up if we're going to really, really guarantee that our generation is going to be free.
I'm 19 Keys, and this is high-level conversation.
The library.
Peace, family. 19 Keys. You know we got to pay the bills, so this episode is brought to you by Smart Moss Gold. We call it smart because it has lion's mane in it. Lion's mane is a nootropic. Nootropics are things that help you with cognitive function and enhancement. That's talking about the brain. The reason that I can come on here, have conversations, and remember things, have recall, retention, focus, clarity of mind without the brain fog, right? Is because I take that lion's mane consistently so that it is always in my system, helping my brain regrow that matter, right? Helping with the myelination, which is just talking about electricity that flows between the neurons, which is the information that you have in your brain. So sometimes you get stuck and you're like, I can't remember. You need some of that Smart Moss Gold, right? It also, of course, has CBD, the gold powder in it, and then, of course, it famously has sea moss. So you're going to be getting those minerals, those nutrients. You're going to get that overall well-being. Your body's going to feel good, and you're going to be getting smarter on these. So I take 2 of these every single day. You take them throughout the month, and you're going to see great results. So make sure you go to gold ewater.com. So yes, we sell more than gold water, right? All of this is about remineralizing, especially in the world where we are deficient of minerals and we are over chemicalized. Make sure you tap in, get your Smart Moss Gold right now. Peace. Stay hollow.